Do you have a fear of commitment? Are you kind of interested but not ready to take the plunge? Then just keep watching this video because this is for you. I'm going to help you learn how to commit to buying an entire head of cabbage. I know you want to, and we're going to tell you how you can do it. Welcome back to my kitchen, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to use another healthy, cheap, versatile ingredient that you might not know much about, and we're going to cook with cabbage today. So you've already taken the plunge, you've committed and bought an entire head of cabbage, and you're thinking, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to show you a lot of different ways we can use it. One of the first things we're going to do is I always just peel off the outside layer. I don't really wash my cabbage since it has so many layers, but once I get this outside one gone, then what's on the inside is pretty clean and ready to use. And then I'm going to go ahead and just quarter this right away. You want a nice big chef's knife. If you have a food processor and you're not really confident with your knife skills, it's at this point you could start putting wedges of cabbage in your food processor. That'll shred it up for you. I'm just going to go ahead and chop it. And depending on what you're using your cabbage for, you're going to want to either save or remove the core. If you're making a soup or a stir fry, I would say go ahead and just chop up that core. It's going to soften up when you cook it. Today we're going to start off making some slaw, and we're going to be using raw cabbage. So I'm going to just cut that out. And I will save this for future soups. It comes pre-layered, so you don't have to chop too much. We're just gonna go in straight slices, and you'll get these nice long strips of cabbage. And then since these are kind of long, I'm gonna go ahead and just give them another rough chop in the other direction, so they're maybe 1 to 2 inches. You end up getting a lot of little pieces like that. And so that one head of cabbage gave us this whole big bowl of shredded cabbage. I'm really excited about this because cabbage lasts a long time. It holds up really well even after you dress it. It's not like spinach or other greens that will kind of get wilty. It's just going to really hold its shape and be nice and crunchy by the end of the week. Go-to recipes whenever I get a cabbage is making kind of a basic slaw that I get to snack on all week. So I'll start by showing you guys how to do that. So first, I'm just going to make my dressing in the large bowl right away because why dirty 2 bowls? So instead of mayo, like your traditional coleslaw might be, if you're thinking of like the coleslaw you got at like picnics and stuff, I'm using just plain yogurt. We're going to add more of that acidity that you're used to in a coleslaw with some apple cider vinegar. We'll make sure it's still sweet with some honey. You could also use sugar. And then this is totally optional, but I like to add some garlic powder so it's a little bit of a savory hit. And we'll just whisk that all up. So now that we have our dressing in the bottom of the bowl, we're just going to go ahead and take some of our cabbage from earlier. Toss that in. I chopped up an apple into some fine little strips. We add that, adds a nice crunch, it's a nice sweetness, and the vinegar in the dressing will keep those from getting too brown. I also like to toss in some dried cranberries. And then we're gonna go ahead and just toss it all together. What we've got now is a sweet and tangy and crunchy slaw that I can snack on all week. But if you like things maybe a little more adventurous, a little more spicy, then next time I'm going to show you how to make a spicy peanut Asian slaw that is just as good. We still have a ton of cabbage left, so we're going to spread our wings a little bit and try my spicy Asian peanut slaw. We're going to start off with peanut butter. You can go ahead and get whatever quality of peanut butter is up to your standards. My student budget says off-brand. So I'm going to go ahead and get about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup in there. Depends on how saucy you want it into the bowl. And for some heat, we're going to take some chili oil. You can find this in the Asian foods area of any grocery store. And this is going to make it nice and spicy. So I'm going to just drizzle some of that in there. A little goes a long way. So you just add a little to start and then adjust as you need. And I'm going to go ahead and add some acidity by dropping in some rice wine vinegar. Also add some more of that kind of Asian flavor to it. And we're just going to whisk that all up together. And that is our dressing. but we can start adding our produce to it. So of course we're gonna take a big handful of cabbage, probably 2 handfuls of cabbage since we have so much of it. And then I've gone ahead and scrubbed and finely chopped 2 large carrots. You could go ahead and use a veggie spiralizer or your food processor or even a box cheese grater if you want. I just like pieces that are a little bigger, so I just gave them a chop. I'm also gonna go in and add some peanuts, and those, I have the salted kind, whatever works for you. And I'm just gonna give it all a toss. And this slaw doesn't look as pretty because the dressing isn't as translucent as our yogurt-based one. The peanut butter gives everything a little more of a brown color, so I like to go ahead and just top it off. You can use either the tops of scallions, I've got green onions here. It just looks nice and fresh and ready to devour. Next I'm going to show you how to make another Asian-inspired dish. We're going to make our own spring rolls. They can be a little intimidating, but they're really not that hard. First you're going to find some of this rice paper. And most grocery stores should have them in the Asian food section, otherwise every Asian food store will have them. And they start off really hard and rigid, so you're just going to soak them in some warm water. And after a few seconds, you can pull it out and start to assemble your spring roll. So I've already gone ahead and finely diced up some carrots and some cucumber, sprouts. Of course, we're gonna add our cabbage. Purple cabbage would be beautiful in here. If you have no vegetarians in the group, you can just also go in and add, I've got some shrimp I pre-cooked up to make it extra yummy and delicious. You're gonna roll it like a burrito, so give it one fold, tuck in the sides, and then just keep rolling. It may not look as pretty as like the ones from the vendors, but they come out pretty close. So thanks for coming into my kitchen today. I hope that we helped you get over your commitment issues and showed you a lot of different ways that you can use cabbage. It's one of my favorite ingredients. You guys, it's gonna be so cheap. It's gonna last you so long and hold up well in your fridge. I hope that you're gonna give some of these recipes a try and let me know how they go in the comment section below. So I don't have the cute clear glass bowls. Call me Food Network. I can upgrade. I'm gonna use lemon or lime juice. Lime would probably be better. We're just using what we have on hand. And then I'm gonna add in any of the spices that you would see. Then what's on the inside is pretty clean and ready to use.
Okay.
To buy or not to buy? That is the question.